Yeah, I have no idea what he just said. Mihavi Davi Joho. What did he just say? Huh. Alright. So, the Jack Sparrow Magic Compass. You may remember it from the Pirates of the Caribbean series as the compass that points to whatever Jack wants. And continuing my mission to make everything in fictional in real life, I will make the compass in real life. Now, there is just one tiny problem, which is that Pirates of the Caribbean is a movie, and in the movie, it's magic. And I don't know if you know this, but
magic doesn't exist in real life.
So obviously, I'm going to have to think of a way to do this using my primitive engineering skills, and after much deliberation, I've pretty much come up with two possible ways to do this. Number one is to have some sort of 3D printed shell to be the compass that has a small microcontroller that connects to a GPS of some sort, and that connects to a tracking device, which you'll then put on whatever you want most in the world, and that will always point to a tracking device, but this is very stupid. Number two, which I think is a lot cooler, same idea, 3D printed shell, which also has the GPS and a very, very smart microcontroller that has some sort of input device like a microphone or maybe even buttons or pre-built keywords, where if you say you want a specific concept, it then identifies the closest area to that concept, finds a location, and directs you there, using the inbuilt GPS, getting your coordinates and the coordinates to that location. So let's say you want peace, it then finds the nearest park and directs you there. Let's say you're lonely, it finds the nearest strip. So obviously the first step in every good project is to do a little bit of research and find out which components you might need. And there really is only one good place to get all my PCB and electronic need components. That's right, I'm talking about PCBWay, the sponsor of today's video.
That's right, PCBWay is the go-to place for all your engineering needs. They have literally everything you could ever want. They got, look at this, CNC, they got 3D printing, sheet metal, injection molding, they got PCB assembly, OEM, PCB design, and a whole collection of components, so you should make sure to check them out at PCBWay.com. So while scrolling here on PCBWay's website, I noticed that instead of me having to buy a bunch of individual components, so like the microcontroller and then the resistors and the buttons and stuff like that, they do sell from companies like Waveshare these combination boards, which encompass all the little stuff you need, plus like an ESP32 microcontroller, or any other microcontroller really, all built into one small cohesive unit. And then all I'd have to do is buy some sort of round display to display the compass graphics on. Though it would be nice if they did sell one thing with the display. And yeah, it turns out Waveshare makes these component boards that have the screen and everything built in, so
Wow.
that's right, y'all know what time it is, 3D modeling time! So we obviously start with our basic components, which is that little circular thing and the GPS microcontroller into this very basic, compass kind of shape. I did run into one small issue, which is that if you see here, when I try to stretch it out to fit in all the components, it stretches out that little bit clip that kind of clips the roof onto it as well. But through the magic of Tinkercad, we could kind of split it in half, making two divided sections, and then I just have to stretch out the bottom one, leaving the top part intact to perfectly clip into the top of the compass. And then just a little bit more of adding a crossbeam to, hold the circular screen in place, and we're good to 3D print. Alright, so that's the bottom half finished 3D printing. I've just now replaced the filament with the black one for the cover. The bottom half comes apart in two halves, which I'll then glue together. This is so that we can put the screen up here in the top region, and we could fit like the GPS and the microcontroller and all that good stuff in the bottom half, and the assembly process is pretty straightforward. I thought this was a pretty creative solution to a pretty annoying problem. So regarding the cover connecting to the rest of the base, I'll need some sort of wire or something, and that's when I remembered that I have a pretty solid collection of wires. So all I gotta do is strip this bad boy, and we'll get those good copper insides, feed this through, And now we're pretty much all done. Rest is
Little did he know they was not, in fact, all done.
Yeah, so you know how my previous video came out, I don't know, like 2 months ago at this point? Well, it turns out programming is actually pretty hard, and through the magic of it, somehow, someway, I managed to completely brick the smart device from Waveshare. I don't know what I did. I went on a whole side quest trying to use the server version. I got in contact with Waveshare support. They were very helpful. I just messed it up. I used AI. Also, in my everlasting brilliance, I completely forgot about using a spectrometer, because the GPS only knows your location and it knows your target location and can draw a line between the two, but it has no way of knowing which way you're facing. Right, so basically end result is this thing completely broken, busted, kaput. I don't know how I did it. I think I bricked it with the drivers or something, but it's gone. It's gone for now. I tried switching to using an Arduino Uno. This is too weak. I had a very small period where I used a Raspberry Pi. That also didn't work. I switched to a big ESP32. This almost worked, but I don't know what went wrong. I also couldn't program that. So finally, you know, fifth time's the charm. He used an Arduino, not an Arduino, an ESP32 Nano, and I just connected that to a regular round LCD screen. So this should work. Fingers crossed. Yeah, so it's definitely not winning any beauty contests, but I did want to just get this video out in a, you know, reasonable amount of time. So yeah, here it is. Pretty much just plug it into a power source. Currently, I just have it set to adventure because, again, I didn't have enough time to add an input device.
Editing Leviathan here.
Steven here.
To clarify, you could enter any wish you want. You just need to do that on the computer. I just have it right now set to the word adventure.
And it finds the closest airport and directs me there. That's it. Video's done. Thanks for watching.